You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about Mark Jones from ESPN because he continues to be a complete and utter lunatic. I'm not sure there's anybody out there at ESPN currently that is more of a blatant racist than this asshole. Well, he's now gone after Colby Covington. That's right. The UFC fighter that, of course, is always after LeBron James, trying to hold LeBron James accountable for insert 9,000 different things that LeBron James does that's irresponsible. But what ESPN is proving right now is they refuse to get rid of Mark Jones, and as long as you're racist towards white men, well, you're good to go. So let's get to this story. It is from our guys at Outkick, Bobby Burak. Mark Jones, one of the most promoted play-by-play commentators on ESPN, is again mocking people's injuries because of, you guessed it, guys, their political beliefs. Last night, Jones began liking random tweets from accounts with under 200 followers because they made fun of UFC fighter Colby Covington for suffering a broken jaw in a fight over a year old. Jones is not some UFC fan who has gotten wrapped up in brutality and art of sports. Jones is cheering Covington's facial damage because, of course, Colby has previously expressed support from, you guessed it, Donald Trump. This is not the first time Jones has cheered when people have gotten injured. Less than a year ago, Mark Jones liked several tweets praising the NFL player who ended MAGA's Nick Bosa's season. Because, you know, Nick Bosa supports Trump, so let's cheer the fact that his season ended. Think about how miserable Jones has to be to enjoy Bosa and Covington's injuries. That's not passion, that's hate. That's pure hate. Yet his bosses at ESPN still refuse to discipline him. Apparently ESPN thinks an athlete suffering an injury is rather amusing as long as he or she is conservative. This is what really boiled my water on this issue. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know about this. This is repugnant. Mark Jones should have been fired on the spot for the following. But of course, Jones does not limit his hatred to athletes alone. Earlier this year, Jones celebrated Rush Limbaugh's death moments after Limbaugh's wife, in tears, announced he had died of lung cancer. Limbaugh may have been a controversial figure, but he was also a human being with a life and a family. Agree with his opinions or not, his family and friends and supporters were grieving at that moment, just like so many families do when they've lost a loved one. Fact is, half of America loved Rush Limbaugh, Mark Jones. Anyone who celebrated his death is enjoying the pain of a family. Unsurprisingly, ESPN refused to comment on Jones's tweets about Limbaugh. Jones got away with that one too. As sick of a man as Jones is, the responsibility falls on ESPN executives. Absolutely, this is exactly why ESPN's ratings have plummeted. They have made it clear that if you hate white people, it's okay. They have made that blatantly clear. Because Mark Jones is a black man who likes tweets attacking conservative white men, ESPN is afraid to acknowledge Jones's behavior. Instead, ESPN, mostly with white executives, feel obligated to prove that they are not racist, which includes making exceptions to corporate policies for black employees in hopes of avoiding to even the appearance of racism, which is pathetic. If a white male ESPN broadcaster had sent or liked any tweets that celebrated an injury to a liberal black athlete, ESPN would have fired him before Jamel Hill could even got a chance to weigh in. ESPN has different rules for white men, white women, black men, liberals, and conservatives. At ESPN, the pyramid of victimization decides which rules and exceptions to enforce. Because of Mark Jones' skin color, politics, and supposed enemies, he has the green light to say and do whatever he wants. ESPN even allowed Jones to denounce police officers as racist murderers. And that's the tweets he sent, where he said he did not. Last year he came out and said, I do not need black officers watching my back at games because I'm not signing my own death certificate. Do you know how big of a moron you've got to be? Honestly, a racist. This guy hates white people. It's pretty obvious. He went on to say, police never saved me. They never helped me, never protected me, never taken a bullet for me. They do it every day. You're just not around, dude. The criminals never make it to you because of the police. But you're too stupid to realize that. Jones is also allowed to call the sitting president a terrorist. Don't worry, he did so while Donald Trump was in office. So, at Mark Jones is calling the Army game this weekend. Earlier this week, he retweeted that at real Donald Trump was a white supremacist terrorist. Good move, ESPN. That was from Clay. Unfortunately, Jones doesn't limit his hateful antics to his Twitter feed. In April, Jones went on national TV during an NBA game and announced to millions of viewers that the police shot Jacob Blake while he was unarmed. We all know that was BS. That was a blatant lie. Jacob Blake admitted he had, guess what, a knife in his possession. And video footage showed Blake carrying a knife. Investigators found a knife. Mark Jones is a creep, a liar, and ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro doesn't feel he has job security enough to do anything. He certainly won't say anything to Jones about his latest attack on Colby Covington. By doing nothing, Pitaro sends a clear message. Broadcasters at ESPN are allowed to mock UFC athletes with impunity. By the way, and he's about to bring it up, ESPN and UFC are currently partners. They're the funnel for their pay-per-view broadcast through ESPN Plus. UFC must be furious that their exclusive partner, would condone this type of behavior, and make no mistake, by remaining silent, ESPN is condoning it. Absolutely, because ESPN has no balls. I don't call for networks to fire anyone because of their beliefs, and I won't do so now. What is a problem that Mark Jones is disturbing, hateful, and racist, the bigger issue is he's also replaceable. His downside has long outweighed whatever upside ESPN saw when it elevated him last year. That just goes to show you, though, the privilege. Mark Jones, you are privileged. You're getting black privilege right now. You've got an open check to say whatever you want to without impunity, no repercussions. You could literally say anything you want to any white person out there, and ESPN's going to give you a pass. And this is the exact reason why ESPN ratings have been plummeting and why so many of you have quit watching ESPN. Man, there's a lot of corporate entities out there that have made it blatantly okay to hate on white people. And you know what? You know what doesn't cure racism? More racism. That actually doesn't work. And anybody would be out of their mind if they believe that at this point we are in a racially better place than we were, say, 18 months ago. You would be out of your mind. Without a doubt, there is more segregation in this country than there has probably been since the 60s. And that's sad. People like Mark Jones has taken us back 50 years. It's ridiculous. It's sad. I don't know. This is the repercussions of liberals and what's going on. Not to get too political, but they have increased racism in this country by, I can't even imagine how much now. They are blatantly judging people on their skin color. And it's sad. People can just get away with whatever they want to get away with because racism towards white people is not considered real. I mean, it's ridiculous. But, I mean, look, I've said this before, I'll say it again. They call John Matrix a white supremacist, and he's a black man. You're not supposed to be conservative either. So that's a thing. It's ridiculous. It's like that crap that trended on Twitter about Trump today over a card. And I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to talk about that here. But I'm sure some of you saw it. And the comparison was absolutely crazy. You would have to be crazy to make the comparison that those people made about a card and Trump. Mark Jones getting to say whatever he wants to say without repercussion. He's good to go. I have no idea why they haven't hired Jemele Hill back. I really don't. She fits right in. She's perfect. Bring her back. Hell, nobody's watching. Nobody's watching now. Bring her back. Put her on NBA broadcasting. Whatever job Rachel Nichols has got, kick her out now. Bring Jemele Hill back. Put her back in. Pair her up with Mark Jones. Put him on SportsCenter. Watch those ratings go even further down. God. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Look, part of this is just me venting, but this is pathetic. It's sad. This is what sports has become. And for full clarification, I used to be a big Mark Jones fan. When I watched the NBA, I liked Mark Jones a lot. Now he's just a prick and a racist. Mark Jones, guess what? You're disappointing as a human being and despicable. Peace. I'm out till next time. Oh, and unlike Outkick, ESPN should absolutely fire this tool. Peace. I'm out till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.